without the new Cartesian plane, but I advise most people to use that. Okay. Yeah, now we're gonna quickly go to an exam question. Okay, I have this exam question. Let me try and zoom in. Let me quickly try to zoom the question in so we can all see. Okay. Okay, our question there is question 4, June exam this year. Paper 1, we're given the function p into x is equal to 1 over 3 to the power x, right? I assume this is one of the easy questions. Okay, solution. When given the function, the first question is 4.1.1. Let's quickly write our solutions there. Right. What do they require of us? First of all, we can see our b there is less than 1 and greater than 0, right? Meaning, what can we tell from there? From the first slide, we did discuss that when b is greater than 1, it's an increase. And then when b is less than 1, and then when b is less than 1 and greater than 0, that means there's a decay, right? That's a decay. Okay, let's quickly go back. The question is p an increasing or decreasing function? From what we've just discussed, we all know it's a decreasing function because what? B is less than 1 and greater than 0. So we're just gonna write decreasing, correct? Now we quickly move to 4.1.2. They say determine p to the power minus 1, which is the inverse of p in the form y, right? We all know, let me quickly write the function in the form of y, which is y is equal to 1 over 3 to the power x. Correct? When it comes to inverses, we all know that in the place of y, we substitute x, and then in the place of x, we substitute for y. Okay, we can just quickly say we just swap the variables, right? And they're saying put it in the form of y, right? Let's quickly exchange the variables. We need more space. X is equal to 1 over 3 in this case to the power 1. This is our inverse. Our inverse, now we need to make y the subject of the formula. Because what did they say? They say in the form of y equals to function, right? Okay, how do we make y as the subject of the formula? We know our log rules. Y equals log base, which is 1 over 3, in this case, 1 over 3 into x, right? This is our inverse function in the form y equals, right? And then you get your 2 marks. The first thing you do is swap the variables and then make y the subject of the formula. And this will be your answer. Okay, now I hope we're moving together. Now let's go to 4.1.3. They say write down the domain of the inverse of p. All right, let's quickly write the domain and the range for the original function, which is p into x is equal to 1 over 3 to the power x, right? Okay, in this function we are not given any shifts, right? Meaning that the asymptote in this case will be x equals 0, which is the vertical axis. No, which is the horizontal axis. Those are gonna be that line is gonna be our asymptote. Okay, and then in this case we say d. In the original function, we say the domain will be x is an element of real numbers because what? It includes all the x-axis. It includes all the x-axis. The graph will be growing on the negative side of the axis and also on the positive side. It keeps growing this side, approaching 0, but never touches the line, and also growing this side on the positive x-axis, right? So our domain will be x is an element of real numbers. Okay, and then our range for the original is gonna be y greater than 0 because what? The graph never touches the horizontal line. It never touches the horizontal line. So the graph is always above 0. In the vertical axis, it's always above 0. Hence we say y is greater